There's Someone Inside Your House really should have been so much better. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing There's Someone Inside Your House, which is a teen slasher movie that was hailed to be Scream meets Friday the 13th, so had massive high expectations. However, unfortunately this movie just feels really empty and you're just not able to connect with the plot or the characters. And for me at least, the more I watched it, my interest just went down and down and down. I mean, it does, to its credit, have a really strong opening, and the closing of this movie is really great as well. And the majority of the death sequences and the kills that happen in this movie are really inventive. However, I just had such high expectations for this movie, and unfortunately, they weren't met, and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this movie review. So like I said, the start of this movie was actually really strong. It had a really promising opening by totally subverting your expectations, as this time for once we have a jock character being the opening kill, which like I said is really unexpected. And not only that, but the killer that is killing this jock has got a mask which resembles the face of this victim jock character. So I thought, oh wow, this is going to be so different, such an epic and different way to start a bit of a teen slasher horror movie. However, then as the movie progressed, you're introduced to this new batch of characters who, like I said, you're just not able to connect with them at all. Yet one by one they start getting killed off, and then the audience and the characters have to work out who is the killer, why are they wearing the victims' faces in their mask, and who is going to be the next target for this murderer. Now from a positive point of view, like I said, it does subvert your expectations with the opening. And I think the mask aspect, instead of it being like a Ghostface mask or a Freddy Krueger mask or even a devil mask from Scream Queens, this time we have the victims' faces being the mask. I just think this is such a clever and also a little bit of a terrifying thing as well, and really does modernize the killer mask attribute. And like I said before as well, there are some really inventive kills happening in this movie. In a world where slasher movies and TV shows are actually quite prevalent now, and you have seen loads of different type of death sequences, I think this movie does a really good job in trying to do something a little bit different. And of course, like with all of these whodunit style movies, there are loads of red herrings, so the movie does trick you and kind of put you in one direction, whereas of course the reveal is going to be completely different. And I also think it's really great from a diversity point of view, as all of the main lead characters are very different, and the main lead character has got a little bit of a backstory as well that you do find out about as the movie progresses. And the final reveal, the killer twist, is really unexpected, and I feel like they've got a really interesting motivation as well, which again is really different and subverting your expectations. However, from a negative point of view, like I said, you just can't connect with these group of characters, and I just wish you could, as in the Scream franchises, and even I Know What You Did Last Summer, due to the fact that you're able to really connect with the characters, it just means that even though it's a slasher movie, it is just so good and still so iconic to this day. And whilst they definitely do have some inventive kills in this movie, there just isn't the suspense or the thrilling horror moments that you would hope that there would be in this kind of a film. So even though it is a bit of a modern film, it just somewhat feels like a bit of a cheap TV movie, as opposed to being this really epic modern slasher movie. And so I just feel like from a storyline point of view, it just literally could have been so much better. So like I said, it's really frustrating, as this movie could have been really great, but unfortunately, it's just really difficult to connect with this group of characters. No problem with the casting. I feel like I said, from the casting point of view, it's really great and really good that it's really diverse. However, from a script point of view, I just feel like these characters are just really empty. And there's only really three vaguely fleshed out characters. The first one played by Sydney Park, who is called Makani, and she is a transfer student from Hawaii and has a very terrifying past secret that is coming back to haunt her in the present day, and she is definitely carrying this burden from the past and is really affecting her in the present. We also have a bit of an awkward character called Ollie that also has a bit of a relationship with the Makani character, but again, they really aren't that fleshed out and really could have been. And we also have this rich kid called Zach. But other than that, none of them are that endearing or that memorable, which like I said is really frustrating, as these kinds of movies, you really want to have 1, 2 or even 3 characters that you're really rooting for, and that if anything happens to them it really affects you, which like I said, they do fantastically in the Scream movies, I Know We Did Last Summer movies, and so many other teen slasher movies are actually really good in how they write all of the characters and how the audience feels really invested in them. However, unfortunately, in this movie that really isn't the case, which is just such a big shame for this movie. So from a visuals point of view, to its credit, you know, it does feel like a modern teen slasher movie, which is really, really great. And like I said before as well, the mask aspect, the fact that the mask changes with each victim does feel a little bit terrifying and definitely does put a new spin on the whole mask killer storyline. And also there are some really inventive kills, for example, what happens in the church, the ventilation shaft, the corn maze right at the end of this movie is really, really great. However, I do feel like while certain aspects of the visuals are really, really great, due to the script, it's just really difficult to really invite and capture the audience's attention and really escape into this world. But like I said, you know, from a visuals point of view, I would say it is actually pretty decent. So from a comparisons point of view, where there are loads of brilliant teen slasher movies, I don't think There's Someone Inside Your House is able to compete with Scream, I Know We Did Last Summer, Faculty, even Valentine. I feel like all of those 4 movies are so much stronger than this one. However, I do think There's Someone Inside Your House is a lot better than Urban Legends, Cherry Falls and Black Christmas. So overall, with There's Someone Inside Your House, I had such high expectations for this movie, especially after it had such a promising and brilliant opening sequence. I thought this movie is just going to go from strength to strength, but unfortunately, it really was the opposite as it just went down and down and down. I mean, the characters weren't that great, the plot could have been so much better. Whilst it did have certain good aspects with this film, for example, the inventive kills, there just wasn't enough substance to substantiate all of it. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear what you thought of this film, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.